Hello everyone, it's Adrian from Adrian's Adventure, and for today's video I'm going to talk about the requirements that a person needs to have or needs to submit in order to be able to apply for an English job here in Turkey, because for the past few days I've been receiving lots of messages, tons of messages about this, so might as well, I've thought that I'll make a video about it. So let's get started. So I think the very first requirement that the person needs to have in order to apply for an English job here in Turkey is a degree in education, or a degree that is somehow related to English. It could be speech arts communication, AB English, English literature, something that has to do with English. But some school would prefer an individual to have a degree in education, but not all. Okay, they do consider some. However, this depends from school to school. So some school would ask a person to have a degree only in education, while some other school, it's okay for them that you would have a degree that is somehow related in English or to English. And of course, this is for, let's say, private school and international schools. For courses, it's also a different story. They don't really actually have a specific course. They would just ask you a bachelor degree in any course. So if you're planning to apply in a private school or international school, or if you're planning to apply in a course just to teach English part-time or the like, so requirements are different from both institutions. Okay, and then of course you need to have experience. So how long would they ask? Normally the average is at least 3 years experience, but there are some schools that would ask like at least a year, 2 years, or others would even ask like 5 years, at least 5 years experience. Now it really depends on the school, what do they require, but the average experience that they would at least ask you is at least 3 years experience in teaching English, or whether it's local or international. And for those who wants to apply for courses, now for English courses, they're not very particular about experience. I think they would just ask you maybe a year, like at least any experience. Okay, so it's really different. Like, of course, if you want to apply in an international school, maybe the required experience, they would ask you more than 3 years, or in a private institution, it really depends on the school, but at least the average is 3 years. Okay, and then another one, certificates. Some school would ask for certificates, some would not. There are some private institutions that would ask you for any certificates, maybe TEFL, or an international school would ask you for certificates. But it really depends on the school. Is it a must? It's not a must, but it's desirable. If you have, better. Okay. And in courses, they do ask sometimes, but it's very rare if they ask you for a certificate. But mostly like private schools and international school, they would ask, especially if your degree is not in education. So private institution and international school would really, most of the time, they would ask for a certificate. It's desirable. It's not a must, but it's desirable. If you have it, the better. And then here is also another question that I have been receiving. Like, how can I find like job opportunities? Where can I find it? Where do they post it? So I think the very first question that needs to be answered is, what is your target city? Like, are you targeting, let's say, big cities like Istanbul, Ankara, Izmir, Antalya? Or are you just targeting a medium-sized city? So it's very important to know your target. And then next, what is your target school? Are you targeting an international school? Are you targeting a private school? Or are you just targeting like courses? Do you just want to work courses? Or maybe you're just traveling, just want to work in a course part-time, just to earn a little. So you need to know your target first. And then this is my suggestion. This is just my suggestion. Like, it's better if you check for website first. One website that you can check is career.net. I would try to put it here, but I don't know how to put in those things. I would try my best. If not, then I will put it down in the description box. So CareerNet is one. Another one is eleman.net and yenibirish.com. So those are, I think, the top 3 websites that you can visit if you want to scout for job opportunities. Employers regularly post job opportunities there. It's in Turkish, but you can translate it in English. I think you can. Once you go to that site, I think Google would ask you, do you want to translate it in English? Then you can. And then another thing that you can do is try to make a list of the schools that you want to work on or that you have searched. Aside from these websites, schools also post from their websites. So try to make at least a list. Like, for example, if your target city is Istanbul, try to make a list if you plan to apply in an international school or private school or even courses. So try to make a list and then check their websites regularly because they do post job opportunities also in their website. And also you can follow them in their other social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram. So those are ways where you can really find job opportunities. And do I suggest that you come here first? I would highly discourage that. At least try to search first for a prospect employer rather than coming here and then searching directly or applying here in Turkey. It's better if you search first. Like what I said, visit those websites. Try to apply as many as possible before coming here in Turkey, because maybe when you arrive here in Turkey, it's not what you have anticipated. You're not able to find the school that you like, a school that offers good salary or a school that offers such things. So I suggest that try to scout first for job opportunities on those websites and also the sites of the school and your target city. What is your target city? So it's very important to do those things before coming here in Turkey. And lastly, I forgot to tell you this. Some schools would also ask you to take a video of yourself, maybe a 2-3 minutes introduction of yourself. Who are you, your experience, and the like things. So that's also one of the requirements that they would ask from you. And it's very easy. You just take a video of yourself, introduce yourself, and blah blah blah. And then you also need to submit it with your along with your other requirements. And then lastly, before I end this video, there's also a lot of questions about this, like, can I bring my family? Do you think that the salary would be enough for me to raise my family in Turkey? Well, as what I have said, and in my prior video, it really depends also in the lifestyle that you have and also the city that you would choose. If you want to live in a very expensive city, of course the lifestyle would also be very expensive. The living expenses would be high. So it's very important also to find an employer or a school that would really pay enough or sufficient for you to support your family, to bring your family here in Turkey. And I'm not saying that you need to come in a medium-sized city. No, it's still your discretion. You can still work in Istanbul, Ankara, those big cities. what I'm trying to say is that make sure that the school that you have applied or your target school would give a salary, or that would be very sufficient for the lifestyle that you are imagining or envisioning for your family. So yes, you can actually bring your family here in Turkey. You can start a life here in Turkey with your family. But again, I'm telling you, it depends also on the city where you are and your salary. If you have a lot of family members, then of course the expenses will be high and the like things. So that's it. Those are the only things that I would like to address in this video. And if you have any other suggestion, any other videos that you would like me to do, please don't hesitate to comment down it below, and I would really try my best to do videos about questions or the things that you would like me to do. That's it. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have learned something from this video and that you have enjoyed my video. Okay, bye.